All right, what's up? Anthony with Bleach Bums Gaming, and just a quick update on the progress of Glory Days Pro Football, as well as a couple of enhancements to the Excel helper for version 2 of the Glory Days Football engine. So, first of all, in terms of the game, the 32 all time great teams have been rated. Charts, rule book, everything is done, and currently all of that is going through the quality assurance process. I've got a guy that does a great job proofing and finding things that might have been missed, errors, or things that need clarification in the instructions. So that is underway. I expect to have those files back probably by the end of this coming week. And at that point, the booklet will go off to the printers I use for that. I use a national company for that because they're cheaper than local. And then the printed card set will go off to the new printer I use here locally. Once that's back, game will be ready to go. So tentative release dates, target release dates, I should say, for the printed game to get everything back from the printers and other suppliers by the end of this month, end of January. And hopefully the PDF version of the game will be good to go and uploaded to sidelinestrategy.com next weekend. So here and then going forward too, in terms of the 2023 season, I'll start rating that also towards the end of the month. So with a target date of having the 2023 season out end of February or early March. So that's where we stand on everything with the football game. Other things coming up, boxing game, there'll be one more real life set released this year. That's probably going to be the last of the sets for the boxing game, with the exception of annual updates for the GBU, which is the fictional version, which all of those will be on PDF cards to update your sets there. So getting into the changes, I have the Excel helper up here, and for some reason, whatever reason, OBS does not capture Microsoft Excel. So I've got this on Google Docs, which of course is compatible to Microsoft Excel. And we will use that to go through the changes. So the first thing, and I've got Chicago and Baltimore here. First thing is, of course, the trench control system is in line now with the boxing game, where it was different on the college game. And again, in testing, I think ultimately this is going to work a lot better, and it brings the game engines, across the board for all games in line. The college game will also be redesigned based on this as well. And just a quick thing there, if you ordered the original print version of the college game and say you order the 2023 NFL season or the first college season I release later this year, you will get the new game charts free of charge, as well, obviously, as the new Excel helper, which is only right. For supporting the first game, you shouldn't be forced to buy new charts if you're just ordering the team set. If you want to order the complete printed version of the pro game, obviously the charts would be included in that price. But if you're just doing team sets, I'll make sure you get that free. Because again, it's the right thing to do. So going forward now with this, so because this mirrors basically the boxing ring general ratings. So here you see here Chicago, run defense or run offense, I'm sorry, is 4 2-stars, a 1-star, and no stars. Pass offense 2 2-stars, 3 1-stars, 1 no star. So that is what you would enter here for Chicago. So 1 to 4 run is 2, 5 is 1, 6 is no stars, and same thing with passing. Now here, instead of entering Chicago's, you would enter the opponents, which again makes it really easy to check versus having to look at 2 cards. And it's not going to save a ton of time, but if you play entire play-by-play mode, it will definitely shave minutes off the game. I would say 10 to at least 10 minutes off the game. So you'll save a little bit of time this way. So here I'd enter Baltimore. Baltimore surprisingly had a better, in terms of game rating, defense than the Bears did. And the main reason there is Chicago in 1985. Phenomenal against the pass. They were not top in the league against the run, so they only have 3 2-stars, 2 1-stars, and a no star there were Baltimore for both pass and run defense. And again, teams are neutralized and rated in comparison to the season that they come from. So they have 4 stars or 4 2-star results for both run and pass defense and 2 1-star results, which is as good as it can get. So a little bit of an advantage there against the run for Baltimore. So that's what you would enter here on the opponent defense. And then you do your rolls. So here, you just go through and do some rolls. White is offense, red is defense. So running play, Chicago, 2 stars, 1, 2-star stalemate. Chicago calls a pass. This time they roll a 3, that's 1 star, and another good defensive roll, 2 stars. So that's a defensive advantage in the trench control. And finally, we'll go one more running play, no stars, to 2 stars, defensive advantage, and again, a running play, 2 stars to 2-star stalemate. So that's how that works. And again, it'll just be a little bit quicker when you have the data right in front of you on the Excel helper. So that's the simple enhancement. Moving on, as you know, Glory Days college football, and actually it's the same in this game, the games, instead of an exact timing mechanism, because I didn't want to have players fill out a sheet where they did tick marks, for 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 40 seconds, whatever. So the base design is drives per game, and Chicago has 10, Baltimore has 10. So you'd have 20 drives per game if these two teams met up. Or, new for this version, because some people did express, and actually a few people came up with house rules to time the game using actual timers. So I wanted to add an optional timer there to, hopefully give people that don't like to use the drives per game system something that will work better for them. So this is what we have. So each team, and again, these are both 10 drives per game teams. Each team, of course, is rated from between 9 to 12 drives per game. And the timing for drives, and we'll jump up to an 8-play drive, for example. A 9 drive per game team takes them 4 minutes and 20 seconds to complete a 8-play drive, whereas a 12 drive per game team completes it in 3:10. If you get up here to 12 play drive, you see there's almost a 2-minute differential between a 9 drive per game and a 12 drive per game. And it goes that way for each different row that you would use. And again, I think that will, add a little bit more realism, because you could have games using the drive system where if you had a defensive battle, and like in testing, for example, one of my testers played the 85 Bears against the 86 Giants, 2 very good defensive teams. It was a slugfest in the trenches, a 9-3 Bears victory. So that, if the number of plays you're going to get from that type of game are not going to be the same as if those teams played and it was a 24-17 New York victory, as an example. So again, this is just another option to dial in realism just a little bit. And, overall, the drives per game still gives a realistic number of plays per game for sure, but this just tightens it up a little bit. So here's how it works. All right, so say Chicago has a ball. They go on a simulated portion of the drive. And again, I'll be doing these examples with the hybrid mode of the game. So their simulated drive is 6 plays, which takes 3 minutes, a successful drive. So they jump into play-by-play mode. And say they take another 5 plays to score. So that's going to be an 11-play drive that takes up 5 minutes and 40 seconds. You enter that there, and then it accumulates for that quarter as you go. So we'll say Baltimore goes 3 and out. Chicago gets the ball back. They go 5 plays. They have to punt. So now we're up to the 9:50 mark, or 9 minutes and 50 seconds elapsed in the first quarter. And Baltimore gets the ball back. This time they go on an 8-play total drive, helped out by a big play. So that's going to be 4 minutes. So we've had 4 drives, and we have basically 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the quarter. So obviously there, any substantial drive is going to surpass 15 minutes, which is no issue because you'll use this method for both the first and the third quarter. Basically, you complete the drive and that time carries over into the next quarter if you exceed the 15-minute mark. So say Chicago goes and they have a 7-play drive, which takes 3:30. So obviously there, that takes you well over 15 minutes. If they scored on this drive, obviously the score would be credited in the second quarter. If they don't, it's not credited anywhere, of course. So here we have 2 minutes and 20 seconds exceeding the 15-minute, or it exceeds a 15-minute mark by 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So what you would do there is just reset your timer and put 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That's how far that drive went into the second quarter. All right, so continuing, Baltimore is going to go on a 10-play drive now and score. Chicago gets the ball back. They go on a 7-play drive and they score. So now we're up to 11 minutes gone in the second quarter. Now Chicago kicks off and Baltimore, they're going to get shut down. So they go on a 4-play, 2-minute drive and have to punt. So that puts us at 13 minutes. So now we have 2 minutes to go in the quarter and this before halftime. So this method you will use before halftime and in the fourth quarter at the end of the game. Obviously, with 2 minutes left, you can't have a drive exceed the time remaining. So 2 minutes or less, there's a little chart here. And what you will do is take the time left in the quarter. And again, here we're fitting in more plays per minute based on teams would be in a hurry-up offense trying to score. If you have the lead in the fourth quarter, basically, you're not going to do that. You could just roll the normal hybrid drive if you have an insurmountable lead. And as long as it exceeds 15 minutes, then the game would just end there. You run out the clock. But in a 2-minute mode, so here there's 2 minutes left. So you'll take 8 plays as your base, roll a D6. There's going to be 12 plays total left in the first half. So there we're obviously squeezing a ton of plays into 2 minutes, but that simulates timeouts, getting out of bounds, incomplete passes, spikes, that type of thing. So the way it works is on that last drive, you just go straight into play-by-play mode, and Baltimore would basically have 12 plays to score. If they did not score or got stopped before they used 12 plays, say they used 6 plays, Chicago would get the ball back and then they would still have 6 plays left to finish the half. So however the possession works, you'll have that many plays to finish the half. And I actually might tone this down just due to the fact that if we roll a 6, I don't think any team's going to get 14 plays in 2 minutes. So I'll probably tone these numbers down a little bit here. And finally, with 15 seconds to go, you have obviously 1 play, and the max you can get there in terms of additional plays is 3. So 4 would be the max there. And quite honestly, I think that would be a method that would work across all timing mechanisms. So basically be rolling for 1 to 3 additional plays. Or actually we do 1 to 4 for the top columns. I'll look at that. It's not 100% finalized that, but that gives you a good idea. And again, it's just to add some realism in terms of hurry-up offense and whatnot to finish the second and fourth quarters. So that's basically it. The enhancements to the Excel helper and information on release. So I think this tool here, the optional timer, will be a positive improvement to the game engine, and again gives people the one thing I try and do as much as possible with games I design, which is only 2 at this point, but still, is give the user flexibility to play the game the way they want to play that, house rules, etc. And this timer, I think, contributes to bringing that to fruition for the football game. So that's it. I hope you enjoy this, and if you do, hit that like button, and stay tuned for throughout the rest of the month for we'll do some more pre-release games using this. Well, I'll probably do one using the optional timer, and get some boxing, some Thursday night fights back on the channel as well. So until then, hope you all have a great weekend. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming. We'll see you later. Keep rolling and take care.